blessed love, give thanks once again. So we are actually here to glorify the life giver and the keeper of life. It is time. The Santa Claus Massacre is here with us. Everyone is coming in. This is the moment I'm sure that many would have been waiting for. Yeah, to see exactly how it all turns out. So it's time. We're here now and we're going to be viewing. This is the world premiere, albeit not the full premiere. For you to get the full premiere, you're going to have to get the documentary. We are looking at the documentary tonight. Of course, we're going to have some intermissions where we comment on it. And we are still in between if you're going to get the full documentary tonight, but it's all right. You can get a copy for yourself. In fact, you need your own personal copy. You can't be coming to YouTube to watch this. You need your own personal copy so you can share it with your family and your friends and your little ones. I'm talking about the Santa Claus Massacre, just hot out of the oven, hot off the press. Honorable Prince Almasi, I'm talking about our chief coordinator here with me. I'm talking about the chief videographer, graphic video, what's the right term?
Videographer.
Well, video. I'm not getting the term. Videographer. Give the man a clap. Hey, yeah. So, all right. So that's what's going on in the house. Yes, Honorable Prince, a mighty expression that we just did. I'm talking about the Santa Claus Massacre. Everyone will be viewing it at this moment, and they're in for a surprise. I mean, you did most of the work on this documentary, my lord. Anything you want to tell us about it? I'm talking about the Santa Claus Massacre. I mean, you yourself even said we should have some sort of advisory before people start to watch it. I don't think it's that gruesome, but Santa Claus did get a blow. What do you have to say?
Well, there will be some things that people may see as vulgar content, but this is what the man deserves.
Wow.
For being this ruthless. As the subtitle says, there will be no mercy for the merciless.
All right. You hear that, family? So he deserves it. And that's a very important point, you know. People might be saying, hey, what you doing, old jolly old Saint Nick? But people don't understand the psychological damage that jolly old Saint Nick would have done to our children and to us, and well, maybe not to you, I don't know, because you seem to have done some psychological damage to jolly old Saint Nick. Hey, listen, family, how many of you have a Christmas tree in your house? I just felt to ask, you know, this is the time, and I know many ones are celebrating the season, even though we are conscious we're still celebrating the season, you know, and happy holidays and all of that stuff. Well, listen, I hope you can brace yourself tonight. And hey, keep in mind, those of you who are shopping, because I know many ones are shopping, those of you who will be getting the homeschool program, the international homeschool program, you will be definitely getting a free copy of what you're going to watch right now. I mean, in its entirety, the full package, no interruptions, no commentary. I'm talking about the Santa Claus Massacre. You'll get it as a part of the package. You're ordering the international homeschool program for your young ones. You're ordering the Ancient Astronomy Course for yourself and even for the young ones. You definitely will be getting a copy, a free copy of the Santa Claus Massacre. So we're going to watch the Santa Claus Massacre. Family, I just want you to brace yourself. I hope you have all your snacks. Some people may be eating cookies and milk. Well, by the time we're done tonight, you may not want no more cookies and milk, but just brace yourself. Get the little ones. Tell them to come around the TV or the computer or whatever you're watching, and let us have a good time as we go through the Santa Claus. All right. So family, are you ready? Are you ready? There will be no mercy for the merciless. That's the subtitle. Are you ready? All right, let's go.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry
In the year 325 AD, in the Bethanian city of Nicaea, in modern-day Turkey, the Roman Emperor Constantine convened an ecumenical council of 318 Christian bishops. This gathering, which is commonly known as the Nicene Council of Bishops, was designed to corrupt, water down, and whitewash the ancient African tradition of the Charis, the Risen One, the Amsu of the Kemetic tradition, the Sahu of ancient astronomy. The Greek and Roman mythology took center stage. The philosophy of Serapis, Odin, and other fables were the standing principles of the event. The North African bishop Arius of Kemet was present. He was totally opposed to the concepts that were promoted. He represented the ideals of the Black Messiah, and his concepts were more rooted in Afrocentricity. In fact, the conference was held to repel the theology of Arius. One of the bishops, Nicholas of Myra, Turkey, was so disgusted with Arius and his philosophy that he approached the African bishop and assaulted him. This Nicholas of Myra is considered a hero and was even made a saint. European fable and folklore was created around him as a gift giver and helper of widows. But the reality is that this character has been morphed with other gods and goblins to create the modern day Santa Claus, jolly old Saint Nick. Odin of the Norse mythology, also known across Northern Europe as Woden, Wodan, Godan, Gudan, Gut, Good, God. These are his names. Odin is not only the deity that rules the heavens, he is considered the god of all the gods. The father of Thor, Odin is usually seen with his crows and his wolves. In many cases, he is seen like Heru, one eye. Odin also carries the antlers of the reindeer, and it is his name, God, that is universally used for the sustainer of all things. This is why a picture of Odin is very similar to a picture of the figure that has been given to the world as God. It is also obvious that jolly old Saint Nick resembles Odin and even the picture of God. In mythological circles, they are one. Just like Santa Claus, Odin comes from the north. Just like Santa Claus, Odin is helped by elves. Odin has a specific run called the Wild Hunt. This takes place every winter around the 23rd, 24th 25th day of December, the winter solstice. In this great wild hunt, Odin and many other individuals ride their horses through the heavens. They're all decked with the antlers of reindeer and accompanied by the wolves and the crows of Odin. This wild hunt is obviously similar to Santa Claus's Christmas Evil's traverse across the heavens on the 24th day of December. This obviously is not reality, but it shows how the Norse mythology has crept into the psyche of us as a people, even up to today. Odin is seen as a god. Odin's name, God, is used for the name of God. Odin's picture is similar to the picture that has been given to the world as the god. Plus, Odin can clearly be seen directly linked with Santa Claus. He knows when you are asleep. He knows when you are awake. He knows when you have been good or bad, so be good for goodness sake. That's Santa Claus. And he comes out of the North Pole, which has always been a symbol of power. The northern celestial pole of the heavens is the power point of the Supreme. The Santa Claus character has come under different guises. All Father Winter, Father Christmas. But in Amsterdam, one of the more famous renditions of Saint Nick is Sinterklaas, once referred to as Bullerklaas. In this tradition, Saint Nicholas is expressed in a more priestly fashion. Sinterklaas, seen ordained with the priestly robes and the mitre upon his head. He's also seen at times riding a white horse, or sometimes seen coming in a boat, and he has as his companion, more so his servant, a little black boy from Africa referred to as Zwarte Piet, also called the Black Peter. Zwarte Piet is seen carrying the bag that is supposedly filled with gifts for young ones. But according to the tradition, when young ones are naughty, they are placed in the very same bag and taken back to Spain. The tradition also says that the Black Peter had a broom, a chimney sweeper, that he would use to spank the little ones. Very interesting, a chimney sweeper. What is also interesting is that Zwarte Piet, the Black Peter, was a little lad that came from Africa. The story says that he was kidnapped by Sinterklaas. He came with Sinterklaas in a ship, in the same way that the enslavers brought the enslaved to the Western world in the ships. Zwarte Piet, the Black Peter, was of royal descent. He was a Moor, those who civilized Europe. In the same way that Sinterklaas has Zwarte Piet as a young little subordinate slave, it's the same mentality that is placed on the young minds of this world as it relates to their master, Santa Claus. Santa Fraud is the symbol of the colonial master. And he does not come bearing gifts at the end of the year. In contrast, he comes to rob the poor of their hard-earned money with tricks and gimmicks disguised in the Yuletide tradition that is now called Christmas. The poor and the so-called middle class go on an all-out frenzy from Black Friday to Christmas Eve and beyond to keep up a cultural tradition that enriches Santa Claus and those in higher places that are stifling the poor. Now, I think we need to, come to a clarity here. Everyone that is listening, everyone that is listening, what you need to do, you need to get a copy of you ain't got no excuse right now. I know everybody's watching glued to their little screen saying, man, this is some serious stuff. And we've just begun. We haven't reached anywhere. Prince Almasi, we haven't reached anywhere. And I'm encouraging everyone, you should get a copy of this documentary. Remember, you can get it for free, You understand? Well, if you're getting the documentary alone, you would have to purchase it. But it comes with the International Homeschool Program. This is now a part of the International Homeschool Program. This is a lesson for the children. We ain't lying here. This is a history lesson. I'm sure everyone agrees that you are listening to a history lesson, and we are unraveling and decoding the subliminal aspect of it that has been put on us. What say you?
Well, all has been really said.
Yeah, give thanks. So, yeah, so family, remember, you can get your own copy, uninterrupted, no commentary, so you can sit down, watch it with your family, get the real vibes. I'm sure you have many friends. I'm sure you have a brother or a sister that you love to show this to. So some of them can just stop the little foolishness and take the reindeer horns out their head and all of that crap. Imagine that, people walking around with reindeer horns in their head.
I've seen people put them on their cars too.
And the car have a little red nose. Family, in a moment, if you're just coming into this premiere, watch the video from the beginning. You need to see it from the start. But in a moment, we're going to show you who the real Rudolph the Red-Nosed reindeer is. And I mean, when you see that, well, depending on if you really have a soul, you ain't going to want to have nothing to do whatsoever with any Rudolph, any red-nosed reindeer, or anything of the sort. This is some serious stuff, as you clearly saw at the beginning, clearly showing you that it is an individual that attacked Arius, an individual that attacked the ancient concept that they have morphed into the Santa Claus character. So just imagine the mentality that the character comes with. All right, Santa Claus. Oh, then, imagine that. And we've just begun. Hey, great work, Honorable Prince.
Give thanks.
The poor.
So there was once a man with 3 daughters, right? And each of these 3 daughters wanted a husband. But the problem was that the father did not have enough money for the dowry. And St. Nicholas took notice of this. And what he did, he dropped each of them some bags of coins from a chimney. This is where we get the concept of Santa Claus dropping presents from a chimney. Keep in mind that he also put them under the Christmas tree. And he did this without the notice of the old man.
There are several versions of this medieval folktale. One of the versions has St. Nicholas meeting 3 prostitutes. These 3 young girls took up this occupation because they had children and there was no support for them. Saint Nicholas, who became Santa Claus, according to the story, gave these girls a bag of gold apiece, and he took them away. They were prostitutes. This is why when Santa Claus flies through the sky on Christmas Eve, you always hear him ringing out,
Ho, ho, ho.
He's calling for the three prostitutes that are spoken of in the folktale of Saint Nicholas. There will be no mercy for the merciless. Another character that has been morphed into the modern day Santa Claus is the fabled god known as Cronus. This Greek god, the father of Zeus, was also connected to Saturn, Saturnalia. It is well accepted that Santa Claus was also directly connected to the festival of Saturnalia. Cronus, like many of the St. Nicholas characters, was a kidnapper of children. But he, Cronus, took it one step further, where he would take the children and eat them alive in fear of them growing to become adults and taking over his throne. Children have always been at the mercy of the Santa Claus character. Father Christmas, Father Winter, Sinterklaas. Saint Nicholas is seen moving with Krampus, a devil-like character who comes with a pitchfork, ready to slaughter and kill any children who were naughty. And this is why the modern day Santa Claus should not be trusted. And I would advise you not to encourage your little ones to take anything from that strange one, that stranger.
So, one of the Christmas traditions derived from pagan Rome is the Christmas tree.
According to the book of Jeremiah in the Bible, chapter 10, Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. And they deck the tree with silver, and they deck the tree with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. The evergreen pine tree has become the symbol of the Yuletide tradition, the Christmas tree. The pine tree is symbolic of immortality, as it doesn't die, despite the climatic conditions. But it is obvious that the biblical tradition considers this act and the festival that follows it as being paganistic and being that of the heathen. The Bible clearly says the heathen would cut down the tree. The Bible clearly says that they deck it with silver and with gold. And of course, in the Christmas tradition, the cutting down of the tree, the bringing it into the home, and then decking it with silver and with gold is a part of the festive norm. But this goes back again to pagan Europe, where they would worship the tree. And according to the tradition, when you come and you bow down to the tree would bless you with gifts. This is why all the gifts are put under the tree. So for you to get your gift from the tree, you have to go and bow down to the tree and retrieve your gift from the tree, which obviously the tree would have blessed you with the gift. This is the same tree that Jeremiah describes as being decked with silver and gold. And we even sing the song, "Deck the halls with balls of holly, tra-la-la-la-la, la-la-la-la." Well, the term deck has been used, for the Christmas tree is decked with silver and with gold, and it is fastened with nails, with a hammer, and we put it in the corner of the house or the center of the living room. The Christmas tree tradition has nothing to do with the true Christ, the true Christ. The Christmas tree tradition is a pagan tradition coming from the Yuletide festival related to Saturnalia and, of course, Santa Fraud. In the 1930s, the fascist Italian dictator Benito Mussolini attacked Ethiopia. His army was defeated and expelled on the 5th of May, 1941 by the great Emperor Haile Selassie I. But during the time of the Italian occupation, one Marshal Bagdaglio was replaced by the ruthless and evil General Rudolph Graziani. Rudolph Graziani received several names because of his tyrannical attitude. In 1936, he murdered over 30,000 Ethiopians, giving him the name the Slayer of Addis Ababa. He's also known as the Butcher of the Libyans, the Butcher of Fizan. He's also referred to as the Butcher of Ethiopia. 2 years after he was given the title, the Slayer of Addis Ababa, a brand new Christmas character was invented, also carrying the name Rudolph. This Rudolph is considered the youngest, the smallest, the 9th reindeer to lead the sleigh of Santa Claus. In fact, according to the Christmas story, Santa Claus went looking for Rudolph the Red-Nosed reindeer and asked Rudolph, with his nose so bright, won't he guide his sleigh tonight? And because of such, Rudolph became the head reindeer, the leader of the pack, the leader of the sleigh. And this is why Santa Claus comes with sleigh bells, because he's coming to slay the children. Cronus, Krampus, Santa Claus, Odell, and Rudolph is his chief slayer. And again, Rudolph the Red-Nosed reindeer was invented immediately after Rudolph Graziani was named the Slayer of Addis Ababa and released to the world 2 years after. It is Rudolph Graziani that replaced Marshal Bagdaglio as the head of Mussolini's army. Santa Claus asked Rudolph, "With your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" Rudolph became the leader of Santa Claus's sleigh. Santa Claus represents Nazism and fascism, and Rudolph the Slayer Graziani represents Rudolph the reindeer that led the sleigh, all taking place at the same time. How coincidental. Ho, ho, ho. But it doesn't stop there. There's another level of deep, sick psychology here. The reindeer are Prancer, Chancer, and other names that sound unisex. Rudolph is a male's name. Rudolph is supposed to be a male reindeer. But interestingly, biology teaches us that the male reindeer will lose their antler during the time of winter. If that is so, that is interesting because Rudolph is always seen with his antler, and Rudolph is a male. Interesting. Hidden subliminal messages. You better watch out. I'm telling you. You're not balling. And I said, family, you know, the Santa Claus Massacre definitely being premiered here. Of course, no, that's not it. There's much more that still awaits you. But again, we just have to encourage you, family, to make sure that you get the full copy of this documentary, not just the full copy, but the full, complete copy that you and your family can full enjoy it properly. Hey, listen, it's obvious that anyone that you put this in front of, they're going to watch it because it's definitely entertaining. You know, it has colors, moving parts, Santa Claus, it's that time of the year. They will like it. But I'm sure that they are not expecting the concepts that are coming with it. And I mean, what we're saying here is undeniable. And of course, the way that the Honorable Prince would have taken the words and brought life to them, no one can deny it. And if you really honestly want to reach out to mommy and reach out to daddy and reach out to the missus and see if she can, you know, see things along your way, this is a good way to start. You understand? You see, this is why education is important. And it's not about, you know, what you eat, but how it's prepared. That's why we have an international homeschool program where we prepare the food so that the children will enjoy it. That's what it's all about. And this is an example of such. So I'm encouraging everyone to get a copy of the Santa Claus Massacre.
Yep. It's a documentary that, well, as he said, anyone will enjoy from age 1 to 100 and beyond.
Yeah, granny, grandfather, whatever. You understand? As I said, there's much more here. But family, you can get a free copy of this. Those of you who are planning to take the International Homeschool Program, you will definitely get a free copy of the Santa Claus Massacre with it. Those of you who are going to enroll into the Ancient Astronomy course, you will definitely get a Santa Claus Massacre with it. Well, of course, you know, those of you who are just going to buy the Santa Claus Massacre, that's very good as well. Yes, the 50% offer that we had leading up to this moment would have already passed, but of course, you're still getting good value for your money. So as I said, there's much more to it, family. You know, if you definitely want to see the full rendition of the Santa Claus Massacre, I'm definitely encouraging you to contact us. Of course, our website, priestisaacinstitute.com. The link for the website is in the description below this video, priestisaacinstitute.com. Of course, you could email us as well, PreCisaacInstitute@gmail.com, and get your free copy of the full Santa Claus Massacre, where you can sit down, bring the family together, and bring some snacks and say, hey, let's watch a movie. And believe me, they might even get a chuckle or two, a laugh, but this is some serious, serious business. Any sealing words, my lord, that you want to leave with the young ones?
Well, for the young ones, I wouldn't encourage any Santa Claus believing in. Don't leave no milk or cookies, because they're just gonna get stale.
Okay.
And yeah, that is a poisoned fellow.
Yes, that's impressive there. Yeah, they're gonna get stale. I think the point he's making is that Santa Claus doesn't exist, man. It's a whole fable thing. And as we say, even in the documentary, I don't think we reached to that point. But in the documentary, there's a point where I said, hey, listen, man, if you're gonna buy gifts, don't tell the children that this killer brought any gifts for them. You're the one that worked hard to buy the gifts for them. Just tell them the truth. Yes, family, I'm looking forward to your correspondence. And of course, all those who are part of the Royal Business webinar, give thanks for your participation. And remember, we are just an email away, PreCisaacInstitute@gmail.com. Get your Santa Claus Massacre today. Blessed love.
Blessed love.
Oh.